Welcome to our channel. Let's begin the journey.
Welcome to the Explainer. All right, we've got a lot of ground to cover and we're moving fast, so let's just dive right in. Today we're looking at arguably the most mind-blowing, enigmatic objects in the entire cosmos, supermassive black holes. Now you probably think of black holes as these destructive, invisible stellar corpses that just suck everything in, right? Well, today, we're going to completely shatter that misconception, because as we'll see, these cosmic behemoths are actually the master architects of the universe itself. They literally shape the galaxies we see around us. Let's get into it.
So, think about this for a second. What exactly puts out the energy of 1 trillion suns every single second? Back in the 1960s, astronomers stumbled onto these objects in the very early universe, and they called them quasars. These things were incredibly far away, racing away from us at blinding speeds, and yet they were so impossibly bright that they just completely defied all known physics. I mean, no amount of standard nuclear fusion could generate that kind of star power. There had to be something else going on.
1 trillion suns. Just think about that number. Chemical energy absolutely couldn't do it. Nuclear energy couldn't do it. The only engine in the universe powerful enough to blast out that much energy is gravity. Specifically, a gravity engine driven by a massive black hole, just feeding furiously on this huge accretion disk of gas and dust. But here's the catch. To put out 1 trillion suns worth of energy, we're not talking about just your run-of-the-mill black hole.
Let's draw a really quick contrast here. Normally, you have your ordinary stellar mass black hole, right? Something like Cygnus X1. It's roughly 15 times the mass of our sun, and it's born from the collapse of a single dying star. Pretty standard stuff. But the monsters powering those quasars? Supermassive black holes. We are talking millions or literally billions of times heavier than our sun. They're just this completely unexpected, universe-altering category of black hole that completely upended astronomical theory. Section 1. Hunting the Milky Way's monster. So, if these distant monsters exist way out there in the early universe, could there be one lurking right next door? Well, we're going to look deep into the center of our very own galaxy, right toward the constellation Sagittarius. Now, the center of our galaxy is incredibly murky. It's just packed with millions of stars, massive clouds of dust and gas. It's like a cosmic fog. But to pierce right through that, astronomer Andrea Ghez took on this seriously daunting challenge at the Keck Observatory in Hawaii. Her method was brilliant. Step 1. She used this groundbreaking military tech called adaptive optics. This literally changes the shape of the telescope's mirror up to 2,000 times a second just to cancel out the Earth's atmospheric distortion. Step 2. Starting back in 1995, she began taking annual snapshots of the galactic center. And Step 3. She took all that data and created a time-lapse movie to track the exact orbits of individual stars over time. And what those movies revealed is absolutely crucial. These stars near the center, they were whipping around this completely invisible point in space at phenomenal breakneck speeds. We are talking up to 10 million miles per hour. As Ghez herself noted, these stars were really hauling. To orbit at that insane speed without just flying off into deep space, they had to be caught in the grip of something with immense, overwhelming gravity.
And here is the massive punchline of it all. Based on those precise orbital speeds, astronomers were able to calculate the exact mass of that invisible object. 4 million solar masses. That's 4 million times the mass of our sun, somehow packed into this incredibly tight, completely invisible space. And that right there is the definitive proof of Sagittarius A star, a sleeping supermassive black hole sitting right in the center of our very own Milky Way Galaxy.
Section 2. The secret in every galaxy. Okay, so we know we have one right in our backyard, but that immediately broadens the scope, doesn't it? It raises a massive question for astronomers. Is our galactic monster, Sagittarius A star, just some kind of localized anomaly? Or is having a supermassive black hole at the center of a galaxy actually the cosmic rule?
To figure that out, a team of astronomers known as the Nukers got to work using the newly launched Hubble Space Telescope. They started photographing distant galactic nuclei. But since those galaxies are way too far away to track individual stars like Andrea Ghez did, they analyzed the Doppler shift of light to map out the average velocity of the stars. Then, using a technique called Schwarzschild's method, they built these incredibly complex computer models to see exactly what it would take to keep those super fast stars in orbit. And the result? Almost every single time, they couldn't match the real-world observations unless they dropped an enormous, invisible mass right into the center of their model. They basically proved that supermassives are hiding everywhere. But wait, here is the next massive realization. Not only is there a supermassive black hole in virtually every single galaxy we look at, but there is this perfect lockstep relationship between the two.
The rule is simple. The bigger the galaxy, the more massive the black hole at its center appears to be. It's not just a coincidence that they happen to be in the same place. They actually share a deeply symbiotic relationship. They literally grow in tandem, locked in perfect sync over billions and billions of years. Section 3. Architects of the Universe. Now, this brings us right to the climactic revelation of this explainer. Because if they grow in tandem, how exactly do they interact? How do these invisible voids of gravity end up dictating the physical structure of the entire cosmic web? Well, listen to this quote from astronomer Ela Glickman. She said, "One way that a growing black hole can influence its host galaxy is by quenching the star formation." This absolutely drives home our new narrative. You see, black holes are not just mindless cosmic vacuum cleaners eating everything in sight. Not at all. They act as absolute regulators. They literally have the power to violently interfere with the birth of new stars, meaning they dictate the ultimate size and shape of their host galaxy. Let's actually break down that exact feedback mechanism so we can see how that quenching really works. Step 1, the black hole feeds on nearby gas. Step 2, as that matter accelerates toward the event horizon, a tremendous amount of energy, we're talking intense radiation, powerful jets, and cosmic winds, is violently liberated outward into the galaxy. Step 3, all of this intense energy heats up the surrounding clouds of hydrogen gas. And step 4, well, this is the killer blow. Galaxies need cool gas to collapse and form stars. So because the black hole has superheated that gas, it just becomes way too warm to form anything new. The black hole essentially starves the galaxy of the very fuel it needs for star creation. So what's the crucial takeaway here? Well, by mass alone, black holes make up just a tiny, tiny fraction of the universe. But energetically, oh, they are the fundamental engines, stabilizing and shaping absolutely everything. They dictate exactly how much power a galaxy gets, when it gets it, and when it stops growing entirely. They have this ravenous eating phase that builds up the environment. And then their massive energy output forces a quiet, stable phase on the rest of the galaxy. They truly are the architects of the universe. Let's end on a bit of a provocative thought today. We know from gravitational wave observatories like LIGO that black holes are actively finding each other out there. They're merging in these apocalyptic collisions, getting larger and larger. The total number of black holes is increasing, and their sizes are constantly growing. So if stars inevitably die, and black holes just continue to feed, merge, and expand, could it be that untold trillions of years from now, absolutely everything will end up inside them? Will they eventually rule the entire universe? It is a dark but endlessly fascinating future to stare into. Thanks for joining me on this explainer today. Keep your focus sharp, and I'll see you on the next one.
The view from here is breathtaking. Command, we are in position and ready for the next phase. If you liked the video, subscribe and comment the topic you want next. Thanks for watching, and stay unstoppable.